let's look around the corner here. There it is. I don't know if he left the key in it or not. I gotta get the battery charger off of it, and I don't know if he didn't leave the key in it. Yeah, he did leave the key in it. Okay, well let's go for a test drive and try not to get killed. Gotta remember that thing. That's the key to life, or the key to not dying, I guess. I gotta shove that in and lock it, so let's do that. So I've never started nor driven this machine in my life. So, ooh, here's something went pow in there. And so, let's see, is that other thing on there? Oops, it's not. That could have been a big mistake. Let's put that back on. Let's see if I can get this to happen. This is so cute when this happens. So I'm going to turn the fountain on, and the bird will just look around at it. It's funny. Sometimes they fly away. Sometimes they just look down at the water. I keep that thing full of fresh water. I fill it every day or two, and keep it moving. And they seem to appreciate that. Ooh, there he goes. So it's a good idea to walk around. That's why telephone trucks used to put the cone around in the back of their vans. That's why you see that. And in several cases, sometimes they'll find a child sitting there, or a bike, or a dog. So something this massively, let's not knock that off, massively huge. You know what I'll do? I'll take this down and I'll go check the mail. Checking the mail in class, eh? And it looks like we're all safe here. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. So this is a whole new world for me. I have driven the I have driven the little one. Okay, so we are in safety engaged here. Now my understanding is if you don't lock that thing every single time, you can fall off and run over yourself, hoisted on your own petards. Okay, so I don't know how this thing really works. He didn't really go into it. I guess it's I don't know what that does. It causes a bump back there. Whoa, Nelly. Okay. Well, looks like we're programmed here. Let's see what this does. Oh, that's the turntable. So this must be the pick it up thing. Yeah. That's the pick it up thing for the middle one. You can look at the cylinders and see how far you have to go. Let's try to be a little smoother here. There you go. Let's act like we've been here. That's all I'm going to go with that. I don't know what these do. Something's happening, but I don't know what it is. So one of these has got to run that big scoop out front. Oh, it's a tilt. That tilts those. Okay. That tilts the front wheels. Oh, there we go. So it's the far left one raises that. Oh, that was already up. It didn't leak down any. Okay, now we pull this back. My hope is it has a centralization thing. There's the key. Let's keep that in mind. All right, we're going to go forward. This is the first. Oh, baby. Reminds me of my MG Midget. Well, not so much, maybe. I heard a noise, but I don't know what it was. And that scoop is up. So the point of this is to get it around back, so later today it'll be in the shade makes you real nervy. I'm clear of that. I'm not leaving a trail of anything behind. Oh, I get it. That thing is a mite sensitive down there. Okay. Let me check the nail. Woohoo! I feel like I'm going a million miles an hour here. My mailbox is way down there. We're not going to do that. I don't know how much petrol's in here. And that's nervy enough. I wonder why that... Oh, golly, dang, it does want to go in reverse on you. Okay, that does go all the way up. I think that is a good thing. Okay. I don't want to hook my pad out back to the barn. Blade can hit tires. Let's keep that in mind. Shift to low gear, so okay, nah, I'm going plenty fast enough. Gotta turn a little wide there. I'm gonna go out in the... I don't want to turn this thing too sharp. I think I'm going to do a little backing up here. Wow! Ooh, it does want to get bump into reverse. The Motor Grader 3-point road turn. Just to be clear, Sean said this was okay for me to do. Okay, well, I didn't know that. I don't know what that does, but let's just stick with the things you know. All right. Wow, very unnerving a little bit. There's the old burn pile over there. Well, I got it where I want it. And the battery doesn't... Oh, now you got to remember to lock this in. You don't want to crank it up and have it go take it off on you. So anytime you get on or off it, and get on it, you want to drive, you got to move it. But that's the one thing to remember. Okay, well that's that. Let's let it cool off. We'll take the side panels off, let it cool off. We'll take side panels off anyway because I'm going to get the FLIR and we're going to see where this parasitic drain is. Let's see if it has a working. Everything's fogged over, isn't it? I think it probably needs a new set of gauges. And I don't know if it has a brake. Well, the steering's locked. Okay. Look at that. I got that on Daphne. That same turn signal array. And, okay, well, let's get down. I believe this is another matter of somebody leaving something on. That switch is in the up position. I think that's that laser guided thing. I've checked everything I can with the FLIR. And I noticed something. Now the word is that this thing dies over a number of days. I'm not going to grab a meter and look for parasitic drain because I'm just going to believe them. So that switch is on, although it doesn't have whatever it does to make it work. So this is piece of equipment here that I found. Now, boy, you can't see that, it's too bright. It says it's 69 something degrees. And if you go on top of this thing, she goes up to like 72, 71, 72. And I don't know if you can pick it up, but I can. She's showing a little halo in the middle of being warm. It's hard to tell you. I believe it's whatever this device is here. Look at it's picking up pretty good light here. This is relatively recent, so the next question is, how recently did this start? So I'm sure that's part of the laser. I can't find anything anywhere else. There's a big metal panel goes right there. So there's this switch, and you know, I'm gonna leave it on. And I know I say on funny. I've heard that my whole life. On. So 69 right there. 71 or 2 there. And that just could be pulling enough milliamps. What is it, 0.005 milliamps or something? So that could be it. But I've looked everywhere on this son of a gun, and I know it's leaking diesel because I can smell it. So not that bad though. I've looked. There's that big panel that I pulled off. So I think it's maybe just leaving that switch on, but we're going to put the big battery cutoff on it anyway. So we'll talk about that later. I think I showed that in the previous video, but not in this one. This one's the one that's somewhat dedicated to it. So it's the Napa 785140, 785140, and ooh, that looks like a big one there. I like the sound of loose parts in there too. That's good too. That's just what you're looking for. Okay, let's go in, and then we'll start on this tomorrow too. Lifts, motor graders. It's an endless parade, which I am very happy. Oh, look at that. I'm glad I found that little blade there. Focus. So there it is. These are great scrolling blades. I guess I just had it in the wrong place. Now it's in the right place. Okay, let's go in. Gosh, what is this? Gotta be 7:30 something. No, 7. It just feels like 7:30. Okay. There's old Daff. Pretty sky. Let's go look at it from the desk, okay? All right, tomorrow. Well, let's see where we are. Okay. If you get a chance, build yourself up a box of battery cables. And you'll find use for them, which I'm just about to do. That one there, it's a little bit too small a gauge. I've already called out a couple that I wanted over here. So don't throw them away. If they're eaten up with acid, throw them away, but you know, salvage what you can. So I've got these with some factory ends. I got one nice long one. Got one that's a little bit shorter, need to be cleaned. Got one I could probably piecemeal and I'll do something with it. I don't know. So this is what we got. You don't have to take the knob off, and I think I'll just leave that there. It's kind of pretty. It'll probably come off in the rain later anyway. But that looks like that's been around a while. I'm not going to peel it off. So there are your contacts in there. You can knock these little sidewalls off. I don't know what's going to do yet. That's a 17 millimeter on this thing. Let me take my thumbnail. Hang on just a second. Fairly good quality looking lugs here. I had a couple of these. I hope I don't need them. If I do need them, I will solder them in. You got to use a propane torch or not gas to do that. This is not one of those where you poke a hole, great big hole, and put your knob through it. This has the 4 fittings. See how deep those are though? Be hard to mark, wouldn't it? Well, that's why you use the backing plate. So you can use the backing plate to mark it. And I'm going to fill that with the electric grease too, and put it on. I guess that way is up. And we'll work it when the time comes. And I don't want them to have any troubles here. So I am going to go out there, I guess, and do a parasitic drain thing on it, since I really couldn't find anything with the FLIR. And so let's put that back where it belongs and think about things. Well, I relented and came out here and took the positive post off and got the old Fluke 110 plus with root mean square, and I hooked up to the cable, and it is pulling voltage. I don't know where, but it's pulling it. And this is this add-on thing that looks brand new to me, that I think is from Laser Joe, but I don't know. But look at that. I'm going nothing but this one cable with this on it. Watch this. So you got the same thing. You're pulling voltage through that too. And the key is not in it. So there's definitely something in here pulling. I guess one would assume it could be the alternator, but I didn't see that it was hot. But you probably, maybe tonight, if I am more careful and look at it now that I have checked it pretty much everywhere else. So there is something definitely wrong. And so now we're going to see about taking we're going to leave this positive cable off and make sure that nothing goes wrong there. And that fuse there wasn't hot, but you know, voltage is not, you know, it's such a low milliamp, but something's definitely pulling on this system. And the alternator is right there. So maybe tonight I'll get the FLIR and look in there and see if the diode trio's gone bad or something, which happens. So where were we? We were here, and we're thinking, I don't know how far this cable is going. Well, I guess I could turn it around and get a little bit more distance out of it too. So we'll do that, and I'll tell you what I come up with and where we're going to end up mounting this thing. But I'd rather, you know, not spend a lot of their money on battery cables. So let me just kind of do and play and look, and we'll go from there. I believe that I have this sorted out, but I can't use those two cables. I thought those are 4 gauge, and the existing wire is 4 gauge. I do happen to have a 2 gauge, so all I need is a 2 gauge end. So that's going to have to go in the metal recycling, and I have to get a lug, a big lug, and I got one right there. It says 2 right there on it. So let's do that. That's going to be kind of a messy endeavor. It always is, soldering these sons of guns here. Okay, I got the old periwinkle lineman pliers. Well, those are some great things. And I got the end cut off. So we've had several trips to the metal recycling pile today. So I don't know if that's really a candidate, but they'll sort that out at the factory. Okay, and I need every inch of this I can possibly get. So let's get. Gotta find some solder and go to the vise and cut this back and put this in. I'll show you what it looks like here in the end. I don't know if that stuff's any good. I think that's left over from Larry days. But if it is any good, I'll use it, try to make it weather tight as I can. Use a little tape and a little bit of that goo. And I can't work in the direct sun out there much. So this will give me an excuse to go back up and get a cool drink. Okay, I couldn't believe I found this, but I had this big thing of solder. I generally don't use that. I use kind of micro fine stuff, but so you do it like this, and then let's go get some red ruby and put a little flux on that. It's up at another place. Hang on. So just as a comparison, this is what I normally use, this stuff here, and this is what I need today. And I got my red ruby. So let's just, you dunk that in there a little bit first. A little dab will do you. You don't need much. That's probably just fine. And then you hope to slip that on there. Now if you could, you get a brush and clear that out. So I got it right there on the precipice. So that ain't no good really, because oops, I lost a little bit, but there's enough in there, I think. We'll dunk it back in there in a minute. I need to take a little bit more off here because I've got to get the solder to it, and I don't want all that melted plastic in the way. This is an ugly, ugly procedure, but you know, anytime you work with single-edged razor blades, you run the risk, don't you? You might dull your blade on your flesh. Try not to do that. Okay, so that is almost better. I'm kind of in the mood lately to include more people in watching this. I don't know if that's good or bad. So it's just a difficult, ugly procedure, and I don't do any stuff this big most of the time. So now we're going to get that off of there. Now this is going to be stinky. There you go, dink. And let's get that back bound again. We'll dunk it in a little bit more of the flux. If you don't use flux when you solder, you're just not going to do the right thing. Rarely is that likely in my world. So you shove it in there best you can, and you leave a little band. This is the way I do it anyway. I can't know if you're in focus or not, but I don't think because I'm not holding the camera, obviously. So once you get it in there as tight as you possibly can and down into here, you go up on your vise and you give her a little whacky whack. So you have not only mechanical contact, but we'll have solder contact here in a second. And this is also where a vise comes in handy as your third man. You ever seen Orson Welles, The Third Man, with Joseph Cotton and all that stuff? I can't say I recommend it, but it's a pretty good movie. You get real sick of the mandolin thing or whatever they're playing in that thing. So there you go. It's on the vise, and let's cool. The more I do this, the closer I'm out of the sun. So I'm not dragging my feet exactly. Let's see what I got here. Ooh, I got all that? Whoa, where did all this come from? I think that was my dad's. That's probably useless at this point. If you don't know what this is, this desoldering wire, if you've never seen that before, it really works. And a lot of stuff's so old, I'm kind of afraid of it. Well, let's use this one since there's less of it. And it goes back up at my soldering table. So I'll show you what this looks like in a second. I thought this would be fun. So I've got it all. You put your flame right about here and then you let your solder draw up in there. So let's see, she's only, well, she's not as hot as I thought she was. You can see the heat, how far the heat goes up the cable. What fun, huh? It ain't 70 degrees. Guess it might be on the surface. 100 and something. I thought it'd be hotter than that. But anyway, that's what the, oh, something's fishy here. Oh, there we go. 170, that's more like it. Just standing in the wrong place. But you just, you don't get too far, and you can see what it does to the insulation. You won't be able to touch that for a while. And but I've got it, I think I got it in there mechanically and soldered and everything else. I think that's just dandy. I decided not to use that tape. I got this stuff here, and it's cooled, and I put the goo on it, and I put the goo underneath it. I didn't show that, but anyway, it's that liquid tape, and I think that's okay. Alright, nice and cool now. So the next thing is, oh, come on. Hurry up, sundown. We're going to probably drill a hole right about here. And then we're going to have a grommet. And then wherever this thing lands, we'll do it that way. So I think I got enough to get through there. And it is kind of a matter of rerouting, as you all know. And so I don't know. I probably need to put it. I would put it, I don't know. Gotta go this way. Had to knock out that one piece. So it's gotta go this way. I don't know. I kind of would like it up there. If I have to, I can go there. But I need a hole saw and I thought it might have been one of them tractors. I need a hole saw. There's hole saw. And I need a grommet. There's grommet. And I got some seal glide on the back of it. And I measured that, you know, pretty careful like. So, let's just give it a few minutes and then I'll go out there. So it's going pretty good. And, okay, that's okay. Now we'll put this part on the outside because that's a factory thing. I might wrap some extreme tape on that. What do you think? Wouldn't hurt just to make sure it stays sealed, because that's going to be out in the weather a little bit. And, well, it's not that they let it rain on it when they're working. It does sometimes sit outside. So let's just put a little extreme tape there too. Okay, just thinking as I go. As long as you keep that stuff clean when you're working with it, it is an amazing product. It is what you always dreamed electrical tape would be. Come on, baby. So I put some, there's the old, well, not the old, but the one that I did, and there's the factory one. Just buys you a little security. So I got the Loctite 606 out. I got my fittings here. Those are 3/8. These go on the thing. And I'm going to check on. Yeah, almost. What do you think? 15 more minutes? Okay. I don't know what to do about the parasitic draw. I might tell them take that alternator off, and that's the only thing I can think of. It is minor. I mean, I could see why it'd take a couple of days for it to run down. And I know that this is kind of the answer. But if you forget to hit this switch, I mean, you really just should do it. That looks like the original alternator, doesn't it? Because it's got that original paint. So I'm going to recommend that, I think. Just take it off, get it tested. That's a nice belt. It's got serpentine. This is really a nice machine. The old 685. I don't imagine anybody that works on these is going to watch this. But just because you got to think of stuff. So the battery, as you can see, is on this sliding tray, and you can't put grease on it because it just makes it dirty on the tracks anyway. I mean, you can put grease on the battery, I guess, felt like it. Ambiguous reference. But you got to have the battery pull back enough to where this is the cable that's hooked up to the negative post, because you got to have a little slack in this to get that out of there. So it's looking to me more like we're going to be going here just by a matter of inches. And I think that might be better, and I'll tell you why. There might be another reason, is because if you ever got to take that off. So that's the way I'm going to sell it anyway. I'm going to put that battery cut off here. So my hole I originally thought was going to be here. We're going to come down some, and so we're going to put it there. So I'm not quite ready yet, and so I got dielectric on everything. I got my Scotch-Brite pad and cleaned all the terminal ends. So I'm just about ready to go here. So let's put a little bit more dielectric on that. Okay. Hoot, hoot. So I got my fluid film, and just in case you didn't know, the screws I'm using to hold the switch on are these. They're about perfect, 1032 2-inch, and I got the 680 Loctite ready. to go too. So we're just about ready to start doing some mechanical stuff here. But, you know, it's all in the setup, right? I decided that I'm going to paint this because it's black on black. I want my baby back, and I just want it to stand out a little better. It would have stood out good on the yeller, or whatever they call that, and but I'm going to paint that some color. This is plastic, so I'm going to need some kind of vinyl paint of some kind. We'll see what I turn up with. 3, 2, 1. And there you are. It's already pre-disastered there a little bit. It's been drying about an hour, but I don't know how long that's going to last. But it's good enough. Good enough for what we got going here. So let's see where we are. Yeah, I got drilling to do. I got other things to do. Looks like it's getting to be late. All right, we're going in. Sun's about where, right about there. I've already got a little divot ready. Okay, let me put this camera down. This is a whopper right here. It takes a lot of strength and time. I must say, this has been a wonderful drill. I just don't know how to express this. Lightweight and just wonderful. Ergonomic. What is this thing? I probably need to get another one of these. They probably don't make this model anymore. What the hell is this thing? I don't know. Anyway, got to make sure the next one I get the batteries fit. So you can tell I've been digging on it. Okay, gang, got a little daylight back there, and always check your backstop. It's just like shooting. Oh, look at that, baby. That's some thick stuff. Whoa. That is an old Snap-on set of hole saws that I got. Boy, that paid for itself multiple times. So, gotta let that cool off. Okay. Did you think I wouldn't paint that? Of course I'm painting that. So yeah, just who cares if it runs a little bit. Oops, got a little backsplash back there. Nobody's going to notice. So yeah, you see stuff like that, you don't worry too much about, you know, that. I just want to keep it from rusting. Of course, that could rust for, you know, it could be sitting beside the Titanic, and it's going to be a while before that's a problem. Even if you try real hard, you seldom get a grommet to fit that well right there. Ooh, factory. Little seal glide helps, and you put a little bit on the inside. What are we doing here? Why is it doing that? Stop doing that. Okay. Alright, so now we're just about ready to put that through there. Okay. Okay, so that's door number 1, and I think that's a pretty good size grommet right there. Oop, came out. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just push it back in again once we're done. That's pretty thick steel, so I was thinking that might be a little bit of an issue, but if I have to, I'll do something else. But that's pretty good. Once it's, I'll see if I can feel it lipping around back a little. Just have to push a little extra hard and get that lip to go. I can feel it around the inside back there. And this is earth, I mean, so you don't have to worry about it too flipping much, you know, so this is going to be okay. Okay, so we'll get it when the time comes. If I have to put a little yellow 3 and blue there, I will, but I don't think I do. So we're just about ready to see about this, aren't we? All right, well, let's see about that then. And oh, I know what drill bit to use. We used it earlier today. I think this starts out with a 10. So, alright, let's see if that's about the right thickness. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, well, let's go out there and mark it and then get the old hot drill out again. Well, it was a new drill bit, but I think it did okay. I don't have all the screws out here, but we can sight it up a little bit, and that worked pretty good. I think that's pretty good enough. Yep. And the holes are a little bigger, just a little touch than that. So we should be fine. Where's that thing? Let me go get it. Why? 3, 2, 1. Action. Okay, got these on here in tight. I like that little stubby 1/2-inch strive. Thing comes in handy sometimes. So here's the never do this. Okay. I do it all the time, but don't you do it. So we're gonna get some fluid film in there. How long you gotta shake this for? Never seen this before. I'm sure y'all have. Eric O up in New York. He's got a fluid film coffee mug. Lucky devil. And look how it's got recesses in there. I wonder why that is for nuts. Okay, that's good enough. So. Okay, that makes you feel good, don't it? Other than being a jerk for knocking the lid off like that. Okay, let's mount this thing up. Okay, get the old 680 out, because this thing here is a shaker. And just put that all up and down. It don't need a lot. This machinist stuff. And they say this stuff will hold bearing cups into place. So I've done enough on these things to know. If you think you got it, you don't, you need to double up and do whatever you can to make it even stronger. So got to put the pull ties on. So we're about ready to mount this thing. You know, we'll see how it goes. It's hard to remember everything. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to wait till Sean's here. I'm going to show him that draw over here. And then I'll just disconnect the alternator. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm trying to think of all kinds of stuff. So I'll just disconnect the alternator and see if that's part of our issue. Oh. Told you that was going to be a problem. Nah, it's not a problem. Okay. So there it is. You know, that should be my still shot right there. Let's do that one. Okay, my thumbnail. So let's put this back up and just sort of make sure let me show you what I've just kind of got everything tied in. And oh, and look back up in there, you'll see that I got all 4 bolts in. I can see by my little viewfinder that that's okay. So there's, ooh, I already messed up, on and off right there. So we'll leave it off. And that thing hooks there. Oh, boy, that's a mess, isn't it? Okay, time to do that one-handed anyway. Oh, get down on there. Get down there. Doggone it. Okay, you got these huge wing nuts. Oh, I just gotta shove it in the lock right there. So speaking of a huge wing nut, be sure and give me a thumbs up. Even I like that. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If for nothing else, just for that stupid comment. Okay, so there it is. We're gonna a little bit more to do, but we're gonna call it quits for today. The old sun's going down, or horizon's moving up, however you want to look at it. So I'm gonna leave this battery disconnected. I charged it, charged up pretty good. The other day it didn't, but it checked out okay and all. So we'll continue tomorrow or Monday. What's today? Saturday? I don't know. But whenever Sean gets here, it could be Wednesday. Who knows? So we'll continue then and try to figure out what it is that the problem is. But I believe, look at that. I think that looks pretty good. Looks kind of official size and weight, inflate to 9 pounds, don't it? Okay. Let's leave it off while we hook it up. But, boy, that's on there like a rock. Okay, talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. I have an idea. I was editing my little film and I saw something that bothered me. Oop. Other than that glove on the floor. I don't go up here very often. Oh, the stuff I gotta carry up. These steps are so uneven. Whoa, saw the big noise here. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna be taking them Christmas lights down there pretty soon. So, in all of this mess, I know I have what I'm looking for. I think I do. I'm not the kind of person that... Oh, that's them. I've got to spend some time up here. What's that doing there? That belongs in the thermostat spot. Out spot. Let's just keep looking around. See, there's where all the thermostats go. Well, let's fix things up here and not have that going. I'm a believer in those things. So let's... Oh, I can't believe I found them. What are they doing in the... Which one do you think I ought to try to use? Fuel pump stuff. I think that one. Does it really matter? Well, let's just take both of them and see which one works. Do you... I don't know. It just... I have a tortured mind. Oh, I'm making an error here. Don't have my little loop to protect my camera. Oh. Step by step. Okay, so there's everything in here. I don't guess Sean's gonna ever get those dumbbells. One dumbbell to another, I guess. So there they are. You think it's gonna work? I don't know. But I'm not gonna tell Sean. If this works, and even if it doesn't work, I'm gonna make it work. So I'm out here in the middle of the desert without any clothes on. Well, I'm in just my robe. So just, you remember it? You know what I'm about to do? Okay. Yeah, I have to. Oh, good golly. Oh. You know what? I think this is gonna work. All right. Well, oh, let me cover myself up here. There ain't nobody out here anyway. What do you think? I'm gonna make it work. All I gotta do is break off a little bit more of it. Let's see if the other one fits. I don't think it will. But we'll do this tomorrow. Oh, that one's complete. I don't think that one's gonna fit. We're gonna do this tomorrow. How close is it? What? I only have to chalk off a little bit of it. It might be a little oval, but that's okay. The MG Leeboy. I can't wait. Oh, that's terrific. It just sort of hit me funny. So, yeah, that's gonna be hilarious. I think that he will appreciate that. You know what MG stands for? I bet you that 85 or 90% of people who drove MGs does not know what that means. It does not mean Moto Guzzi, because that's an Italian company, make motorcycles or something. That means Morris Garages or Morris's Garage. It's on how you look at it. I've heard it both ways, Morris Garage or Morris's Garage, but all that is. And if you've ever heard of the Morris Minor and all that other stuff, and the G just means garage or garages, because they were on Abington on Thames and Long Bridge. They were in different places, but that basically means Morris. Okay. Looks better than that. Not by much, but some.